All right, welcome back to the Run.down post-game show here on the Strickland YouTube channel, Strickland Twitter. And if you're listening to this today after the Strickland Podcast Network, I am Sam. I'm joined by Tyrese. Knicks win 134-106 over the lowly Washington Wizards. In a game, I think that we all expected this result and for it to play out the way that it exactly played out. Before we get into all of this, of course, though, BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, my favorite thing to do. BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, NHL to entertainment and political props, head to BetOnline today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here. All right, so this game was a blowout. I'm glad it was a blowout. I was glad to turn off my brain for the last 12 minutes or so of this game. And the game ended pretty early. Usually these games end around 10:10 or whatever it is, and that's when you usually hop on here. But game ended around 9:45 ish, and here we are, 9:55 before 10 o'clock. The Wizards, they suck. I don't know how else to put it. They are really bad at basketball. Granted, they are a young team, but they also have some veterans there like Valanciunas, Brogdon, Kuzma, Poole. But yeah, they're ass. And the Knicks, I don't even think the Knicks really played all that well. They hit a bunch of threes or whatever it was, but they didn't do anything overtly spectacular today, which pops off the screen. So I'll take it, but yeah, they won handedly, and they did what they were supposed to. I guess we can start with Brunson, who had 26 points, 11 assists, another double-double for him, another 10-plus assists for 10 assist game for him, and another 30-plus assist game as a team for the Knicks, as they win their third straight game and hopefully can continue this winning streak. But Tyrese, your thoughts on Jalen Brunson's game within this 5-out spacing that he's getting more comfortable in?
Jalen Johnson, Magic Brunson, whatever you want to call him. I'm glad that he can pass the ball now. That's really nice because it was looking kind of dire for a little bit where he just decided I'm gonna ISO ball it. But no, he's been playing within the offense, which is really good to see from him. His reads have been fantastic. He's had some really sweet passes with manipulation, strong passes to the weak side corner. Using the pick and roll as kind of like a screener to get somebody who's cutting. He's been able to manipulate defenses with his passing, and he hasn't really done that before in the Knicks uniform. So it's good to see that exists, and it's also good to see that he had good passing in a game where he also had good scoring.
Yeah. Because the last game, for example, he couldn't really put the ball in the basket, but he was able to find his teammates. But yeah, a lot of his passes were very they weren't basic passes, I would say. They were passing guys open, nice little passes on pick and rolls and stuff like that, especially that assist to Jericho Sims, who got a nice little poster on Kyle Kuzma, who is absolutely garbage.
Ass.
So bad. He's so bad at the sport of basketball.
Hot ass.
So bad that even Wizards fans please get him the hell out of here. You know it's bad.
Koulibaly had post-traumatic headaches, and people say it's because of Kyle Kuzma, which is nuts.
Yeah, no,
he's not good at the sport, man.
He's really bad. But yeah, Jalen Brunson played really well today. Everything was kind of clicking for this offense today as well. And even when you think about the first quarter, 40 points in the first quarter, they hit a bunch of threes in that first quarter as well, which was very encouraging to see. Shout out to Josh Hart, who hit a bunch in that first quarter. They played well. And this is what you're expecting to see as this team continues to mesh and gel and get more chemistry and more cohesion. And I anticipate that this road trip will be actually really good for the team, because I know they usually say that teams usually kind of gel together and get more chemistry when they go on these road trips or whatever it may be. So yeah, we'll see what happens with the Knicks. I mean, they're going to face a Phoenix team next who is missing Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal. Yusuf Nurkic is really bad at basketball. He's basically invisible out there. It's basically Devin Booker by himself these last couple games, and it could be the case again against the Knicks. So we'll see how the Knicks continue with this win streak. But you're seeing more and more as these games go by that the chemistry is there. It's like even like on these cuts, like Cat is making like these beautiful like overhead passes and stuff like that, dishing to guys. Like you're just seeing it all mesh together really well. So
Yep, the chemistry is starting to build, especially with Cat as a passer, where I feel like guys are like expecting where the pass is going to come from and they're making the right cuts. I think he had a couple to like OG, which were like really good on the basket, and like I think Mikal had one as well. So yeah, like they have been playing together really well. I think the Brunson Cat 2-man game has especially looked really good the last couple of games, where like they kind of know how to read the situation. Where it's like, okay, do we want to roll here? Do we want to pop here? So it's really good to see that like the team is starting to like make sense, and you're starting to see like the bones and the skeleton of like what a team, what this team should look like when it was created.
yeah, no, for sure. What you call it? So I mean, switching from Brunson to Towns, 24 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists for Towns. He just looks really good out there. Like he looks better than I anticipated, I would say. I mean, I knew Cat was like a really good offensive player, but like I guess to this degree, not as much. But yeah, I mean, like the way that we're able to just play through him in the post, the way he's able to step out to the three, the way he's just so versatile on that end of the floor. I mean, it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, that's really all I can say about Cat. I mean, he's just been really good.
He's also just really consistent. The floor that he gets from being a center offensively just gives him such a high level of consistency. Only one foul today as well. He didn't get a block or a steal, but I feel like he was active on defense, which is good enough for him. But yeah, he like walked into a couple of threes and they were super easy. You kind of felt like they were going in off the shot. He got fouled in a couple layup attempts. He missed a couple bunnies, which really sucks because like he probably could have had 30 if he hit those bunnies. But yeah, it just looked really easy for him today. I don't even think he played like half the third quarter and then like all the.
Only played 24 minutes.
Yeah, so he got a good rest, especially with the knee and the back that he's been dealing with the last couple of games. It's really good to see him like get that rest. And yeah, man, it was just really easy offense. It's like you got to your averages in 24 minutes. Like that's a good game for you.
No, for sure. Let's switch gears to Josh Hart. Only played 32 minutes, really good. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, hitting his threes. I mean, he took 5, hit 2 of them. Very encouraging to see that he's continuing to take and make threes. I mean, if he can like prove to be like a 35-ish% 3-point shooter, like that's pretty good. I mean, it definitely diminishes a lot of the concerns about like spacing in that starting unit, especially if it's like consistent throughout the whole year. So you're just hoping that he can continue to do that while he continues to do all the amazing other things that he does in terms of initiating stuff, transition baskets, rebounds, the defense, all of it. So if he could just like continue to just hit these threes at a consistent rate, I mean, I think the sky's the limit for this offense. And you're already seeing like what the floor is for this Knicks offense, and it's already pretty damn good. So like the sky's the limit for this team, especially if Josh Hart is like going to be a 35 to 36% 3-point shooter.
If Josh Hart's a 35-36 3-point shooter, this team has the best offense in the league. Like real easy. I will take whatever he's given. He's had a really good stretch of shooting like these last couple of games, I want to say. He's been like pretty solid. Like, last couple of games, he 205, 307, 205 tonight. 1-3 against Philly. Like he had like one game that brought down his averages like a ton. Like otherwise he's been like around that 35%. So it kind of goes to show that, like, hey, he's not the best shooter, but he's still fairly capable. And the fact that he's been taking them more confidently makes me happy because that's what he needs to do. Like when those shots are open, he needs to take them. But also, again, like he went perfect from inside the arc, which is like insane. He has been incredible as a finisher to start the season. I think he's probably back to around 75% from 2 point range, which again, he's 6'4". That makes no sense. So yeah, he has just been as a two-way player as good as any in the league, I want to say. Like I'm not even talking about like just role players. Like the fact that he's been as efficient as he has been, the fact that he's been as active on defense as he has been, and the fact that like all the little things that he does in terms of like rebounding, screening, being able to push the ball in transition, like as a two-way player, he has been up there in the league, and it's really good to see. Especially given the fact that his comments on the preseason looked like he was going to be anything but.
That was like the ultimate trickery comment right there of him being like, "Oh man, I'm lost. I have no idea what I'm doing out there," and like he just comes out and he starts the season like pretty damn good. So, one OG Anunoby, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Didn't surpass the 20-point mark again, but I mean, still playing pretty consistently on offense and defense. You know what you're getting from him. Most nights, at least at a baseline level. It's just like those nights where he's like really going for like 24, 25, 26 points. That's when it's really like he's just like upping the ante a little bit more. So, but yeah, I mean, he's been great. I said in the last post game of like, you know, you're really starting to see those more Kawhi-esque. You're seeing why those comparisons were made by Raptors fans. And maybe they were a little bit premature for Raptors fans at the time, but you're seeing a little bit more of the Kawhi-esque stuff now for sure.
I mean, Pookie Bird, OG Anunoby is kind of just doing whatever he wants to do offensively. Like he has just been putting it together, in a very effective way. It's just again, I think this team is just like offensively insanely consistent. Like you kind of know what you're getting from everybody. Aside from Mikal Bridges threes. Other than that, it just kind of feels like everybody is going to give you a baseline of consistency, and OG is especially consistent because he's a great finisher. The three ball has been like up and down the last couple of games, but you know, like it's still solid. And yeah, like I can't complain. I can't complain about OG's offense. Like he played great today. Like the entire team just looked like they were on autopilot after the first quarter, and they looked good doing it. So,
no, I mean, yeah, it's the Wizards, so like you can afford to like play like that, and like that's why I felt like the Knicks just didn't feel it. It didn't look like they had to play their best just because like the Wizards are just that bad. But yeah. Last of the starters, Mikal Bridges, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 50% from the field, over 0-4 from three. The threes, man, they're like on and off. You don't know which one you're getting, which version of Mikal you're getting from him, from three that you're getting on a night-to-night basis. I guess there's that Nets stimulus from the last two games that like he was really activated against the Nets. But yeah, I mean, he's still able to. He's really good in the mid range. Dished out 5 assists tonight as well, so he's able to do some of that like secondary, tertiary playmaking as well. And yeah, I mean, hopefully, you know, we can continue seeing more of the version that we saw versus the Nets than some of these other versions that we've seen of him throughout this early part of the year. But still, pretty solid game from him overall.
yeah, like I wish more threes went down, but can't really complain. The jumper was doing his thing. He had like one play where like he could have taken it to the rack, and it was like Bob Carrington, and he decided to pull up, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding, dude?" Like just go to the rack. Like,
yeah, he doesn't go to the rim anymore. It's so weird. Like he'll just like stop like 7 to 8 feet away from the basket and just pull up for a midi.
And granted, it goes in more often than it doesn't. So like, whatever, fine. But like, come on, dog, go to the fucking rim.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
Like I'm complaining, and it's like we won by 30, but yeah, man, like come on, go to the rim.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I would like to see him get to the rim just because I know it's going to lead to more, at least free throw attempts too.
Yeah, because he's an ugly free throw shooter right now, and it makes no sense.
That's probably why he's probably avoiding like going
7 for 11 is gross.
He's avoiding going to the 3-point line going to the free throw line on purpose. Like he's avoiding going to the rim on purpose. He doesn't want to go to the free throw line.
Deuce McBride has more free throws than him.
No, Deuce McBride is hitting free throws.
No, I'm talking about like taken.
Well, he can hit them. That's why. Mikal's like, have you seen Mikal shoot some free throws?
Even that, but it's like, dude, Deuce should not have more free throws taken than you, especially when he comes off the bench and he's missed 3 games now.
Mikal doesn't want to take free throws.
Like that's nasty, dude. Get to the fucking rim.
He doesn't want to. He just doesn't want to. Let's see how can we forget about Campaign? I mean, we called for Campaign to show us more of the Phoenix Suns version of himself. Here he is giving us 17 and 7 off the bench. Granted, some of this came in garbage time, but I mean, still he looked really good tonight. 5 threes. Yeah, you're just hoping he can give us more of this because, like, if he gives us more of this, a backcourt tandem of him and Deuce will be able to, kind of keep things afloat a little bit offensively, at least from the perimeter. So,
Campaign is a generational garbage time player. Generational, because like he was just running it up in garbage time. But I mean, yeah, he played well. He still can't hit a floater to save his fucking life, which is nasty.
He had some tonight.
He hit 1.
It was just 1? It felt like more.
Nah, he hit 1. But I mean, 17 and 7 was really solid from him. Yeah, like if he could just hit threes, like he's fine. That's all you kind of need him to do, is just hit threes. And
for sure.
Pass the ball and don't make mistakes when you're passing the ball. But I think he's easily like above 40% from 3 tonight. As of tonight, so yeah, good for him.
That's what we like to see here. Above 40% on volume. Jericho Sims had the nice poster on Kyle Kuzma's trash ass. 7 points, 7 rebounds. Looked pretty solid. I mean, granted, it's versus the Wizards, but I don't know if it's more of a credit to Sims or more of an indictment on the Wizards and how bad they are. But hey, shout out to Jericho Sims. He did his thing in the time that he was out there, played almost 20 minutes tonight. And he wasn't a detriment. I mean, he was a plus 13 on the night. So shout out to Jericho Sims, He heard the Huck Porty talks. He was like, they want Huck Porty to take my job. He was like, I'll show them.
He's like, light skin supremacy. You're not taking my job. I mean, I won't lie. Sims has been like pretty solid for the last couple of weeks. I've just been a hater. Like he's doing his thing. Like he's boring and like he's getting the job done. Apparently, his like defensive field goal percentage is like insanely low.
Interesting.
Which is like he's like best in the league. He's apparently like the best rim different in the league. So like we have Hartenstein at home, which is hilarious to me. Like there's like it's actually real. Like he's actually been pretty impactful defensively. He just looks like he's doing nothing, and maybe that's just like him, because like when he makes mistakes, they're really loud. But like yeah, he's actually been like really good. Okay, not really good, like solid.
Solid, yes. I mean, it's really good for what the standards are for him. Like when we say, oh yeah, what you call it? We say, oh man, Huck Porty was great that night. I mean, in comparison to a grander scale of centers, of course, Huck Porty was like all right, but like compared to like what we've gotten used to with Huckporty, I mean not with Huckporty, with Sims, it's like, oh man, when Huckporty does whatever he did the last game, it's like that is great. Um, but yeah, speaking of Huckporty and rookies, we had two rookies actually get into the game around the same time today, which is very, I don't want to say surprising, but like I guess you can say surprising. He put Kolek and Pacome in today pretty significantly early. It looks like Pacome has like taken that backup wing spot, like he solidified taking that backup wing spot from Matt Ryan. He had 9 points today, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, hit 3 threes. So yeah, I mean Pacome, he is like him being a contributor from day one at age 19 is huge.
Yep. I want to say Wingstop has a kids menu, and Pacome is leading the kids menu. If somebody from Strickland is on that, like tweet that shit because that was a bar. But yeah, like he holds up as a rim protector, which is insane to me. Like as a weak side rim protector, he actually has some juice. Like he holds up well in space. I mean, against bench units and like some of the worst teams in the league. Which I mean,
But it's like, hey, I mean, that's still pretty good for a 19-year-old rookie who we had little to no expectations of being able to just even stay on an NBA floor from day one. So
yeah, like if he can play like just 11 minutes of like functional basketball where it's like you hit a couple threes and you just try defensively, like that's all you kind of need him to do.
And it keeps guys like OG, Mikal, and Josh sort of fresh in a way too.
Yeah, like he does his job. He does it well. The 3 threes are really nice to see. I kind of want him to be stronger with people like around him, but again, he's only 19, and I don't expect him to like be strong at all. But yeah, the fact that like he can hit threes and he can like he just knows how to play basketball. If you've seen any like tape of him like in Germany playing, like I think that was what really popped out the most. Where it's like the guy just knows where to be. Like he can make the right pass. He does the right thing. Effort has never been a question. And it kind of feels like this is the kind of guy that the Knicks have like never had the chance to mold because like we've usually had like older prospects.
Or when we had guys like this, it just wasn't under the right regiment.
Right. Like so having a talent like this, like he's just like a ball of clay. He's a ball of clay, and it's like you can clearly see that he's being coached to like do the things that Tom Thibodeau expects of him. Where it's like, okay, you compete, you try, you do things, and then like he's also just he's 6'8", so yeah, like he just has the ability to make mistakes on defense and he'll get away with it because he's just tall. So I like watching him play. I think like the threes have been really impactful. I think his defense holds up. Yeah, man, like that's the guy you give 12 minutes to a game.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Whoa. What you call it? Kolek, 5 points, 3 assists, a steal. I mean, he can play. He can play. I mean, I know people were earlier clamoring for Payne to play, but I feel like Payne's just like a more solidified, steady hand at this point. But it was nice to see just like Kolek could get some run, especially in like the main rotation today. So
Yeah, like he looked good. I think with the rookies, especially, like you're seeing, like once they get bumped off their spot, they have no pivot. It also doesn't help that they're playing with like Huckporty and Sims together, which is nasty, nasty spacing. But like once their like straight line drive is cut off, like they don't have any other way to like get um get themselves free. So I can kind of see why you're trying to slow play. It's like, okay, you guys need to get stronger. You guys need to know how to like take your drives and stuff like that. But I thought Carly played fine in his minutes. I thought like he hit a three, like he made the right pass. So I can't really complain about what he did.
Yeah. The Bucks supposed to lose to the Rockets. Funny ass Eastern Conference this year.
So they were like up like 12, bro. What happened? Wait, no, they're only down one. Dude, the Rockets are not this good, man. This is so nasty. I'm sorry, the Rockets are the nastiest team in the fucking league. Because Fred VanVleet has 26 points on 23 shots. You have 21 points on 24 shots from Jalen Green. You have 18 points on 20 shots from Alperen Sengun. And they're somehow going to win this game.
Because the Bucks are washed.
And you're talking about, oh my God, they're so good. Like, no, they're not good. They're just like playing worse. They're playing better than bad teams. And Dame's washed. Like, God. Why do all the... Okay, they hit a shot. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Okay. I'm about to say, like, why are all the bad teams just getting, like, insane luck that we don't get? It's kind of annoying me. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll get our stretch of luck soon.
I know. Like, fucking Cleveland, dude. That's what I keep going back to. Like, Cleveland somehow being 15-0, and we're legitimately like the same. We're the same team net rating wise. It's kind of, it's ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the upside down right now. That's what it is.
All right, let's get to some comments. Jojo Liddy says, "Is Jericho Sims good now? Is Thibs truly the chosen one to lead all big men into basic effectiveness at least?"
Jericho Sims is a rotation NBA player.
It took
4 years.
Took 4 years, but we're here.
You could tell me Tibbs could walk on water, and I would probably believe you right now. You got Jericho Sims to be playable. Jericho Sims is an on-off demon right now, which is hilarious to think about. You know how good at your job you got to be to make Jericho Sims an on-off demon?
It's crazy.
Jericho Sims can net you like a mid-30s first second-round pick right now. It would not shock me.
Hey, man. Whatever's working, it's working. I won't complain if we keep winning games, so... Yeah. Ace Richard says that dunk by Sims was worth all the Sims minutes we've had to endure over the years. Yeah. I mean, I wish he got like more elevated and like really got to like fully like Mozgov Kuzma, but I'll take it.
You said Mozgov. I thought you was about to get wicked for a second, but you renamed yourself. All right, I gotta see that in this fucking game. But
Chris Bernhardt says I think he was talking about when I think this comment is in relation to when I was bringing up the Wizards. He says Bub Carrington seems okay. Sarr isn't terrible. Kispert's a good shooter. I can't find anything else about the Wizards, so I guess that's redeeming.
Honestly, like that's kind of it. Like, there's really not a lot of talent on this team.
Koulibaly. We didn't talk about Koulibaly,
Koulibaly,
but he didn't play.
Head trauma.
But yeah, Koulibaly's good. I like Keyshawn George.
I always just kind of feel like he's like tall and just there. But like
We'll see what happens. It's super early for a lot of these guys, so we'll see what happens with.
Yeah,
but I liked the idea of him at least.
Yeah, and Bub is like really good. Bub is great. I love Bub. And Sarr, once he figures out offense, can be really good.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, there was that one game that he had where he was like the only plus on the Wizards this year. I forgot what game it was. It was a couple games ago, but yeah. John Leary says Sims playing better, Brunson back. A little worried Bridges hasn't really gotten to the rim this year. Alongside above the break, definitely. All his scoring is mid-range and corner threes. Payne finding his stride. My TV is a little delayed, so whatever you're reacting to, I'm probably gonna see it very soon.
Oh, this team's so bad. They're not a good team, dude.
But yeah, I mean, You kind of hit the nail on the head here with all of these, John Larry, especially with the worried about Bridges not getting to the rim, especially with the above the break. Those are two things that I feel like he needs to improve greatly. So, wow, what in the world?
Wide open underneath the basket and fumbled the pass.
What a joke.
The fact that he was even that wide open to begin with, like the Bucks' point of attack defense is shit. But holy shit, how do you fumble that pass?
Bro, the Rockets for real?
No, they're not for real.
No, I mean, like, are they for real in terms of, like, that's how they lose the game? That's ridiculous. That's crazy. Sengun? I don't even bother, like, looking at Rockets games, like, when it's time to, like, do my live betting and shit, because it's, like,
I will say
not
that.
even gonna, like, gamble like that. That's like really gambling.
Take the unders on the Rockets.
That's like real gambling right there.
Real gambling is like you bet the Heat, you bet the
Yes.
Rockets,
Yes, especially the Heat.
bet the Blazers. That's real gambling because you're just like, who the fuck is gonna score for that team on any given day? Like some nasty teams you bet for.
Yeah,
some nasty teams.
But yeah, I mean, John Larry, I think you hit the nail on the head here with all of these. But yeah, I think Bridges, that's the next step in the evolution of his game this year, or at least like trying to find pieces of his game that he's had before in a Knicks uniform now. And we'll see what happens with that. I mean, he's still pretty good within the confines of what he's playing as without those like parts of his game being fully there yet. So
yeah, like he's still solid. It's just like you could see there's a higher ceiling. It's like you went from like 6 free throws a game and like your first stint in Brooklyn to like this. It's just like how did we get here? Like it's okay to like get to the rim and go through contact.
yeah. HP Greg points out that no Knicks player played more than 35 minutes tonight. Only two players, Bridges and Hart, played more than 30. That's what I like to see, man. I wish we could like take care of business against teams like the Wizards like a lot more often. I wish we could just blow out like a lot of teams just so we can get like some rest, man. Like our guys, like they be like taking on a lot of minutes, especially like the wings. The wings take on a lot of minutes. So like hopefully Pacome can be like a minutes eater. So that way, this doesn't become too much of a concern. But hey, if we blow out some teams, throughout the course of like a couple of weeks or so, like there's your solution for rest.
Yeah, there's a couple of teams we should blow out on this West Coast trip. So
Utah.
I hope we blow out Utah, man. Like, we kind of need to blow out Utah.
Bruh.
At minimum, just blow out Utah.
But every time we play Utah, it's always some bullshit. So
I know they try hard at home, and then on the road we just like beat them. It's kind of annoying.
Let's see what else we have here. HB Star says OG's offense is best suited at the 4 with a floor spacing 5. Yeah, I mean, and you're seeing the fruits of that as the Knicks are succeeding right now and they're finding their cohesion and chemistry. So
yep.
Let's see what else we got here. Ace Bouchard also says that iHeart was a Brunson merchant.
Agreed.
And same with Dante.
A lot of people are Brunson merchants, and we need to talk about it. RJ Barrett, Brunson merchant for sure. Manuel quickly, Brunson merchant.
All right, let's.
It's okay. We can say it. It's fine.
Let's relax.
Cam Reddish, Brunson merchant.
Cam Reddish is a nothing merchant.
Cam Reddish
is a ball don't stop merchant. That's what he is. Jordan Bub Thibs on Jericho. He's done a good job defensively. He's very good. As time goes on, he's going to find where When there's overhelp to get out on his screens quicker and put pressure on the rim. He's a freak athletically. I think having that vertical threat at the rim is huge for your offense.
God damn, Tips, you wanna fuck him? Like,
Yo,
he's a freak athletically. Like, okay, dog.
he's
All
just
right.
getting, he's just complimenting his physical gifts.
Yeah, so we're calling it now.
All right.
All right.
Um.
Freak ass frog.
All right. HB Greg says it's annoying that we lost to the Rockets, especially seeing how they just lost to the Bucks. It's like that makes like this is why like I avoid like watching certain teams, especially after we played them, because it's like it becomes that much more annoying that we lost to certain teams a certain way.
No, it's really annoying me that we lost. The Bucks loss annoys me. No, the Rockets loss annoys me.
And the Hawks.
The Hawks, like we've had already a lot of annoying losses.
Oh, we had a new long losing streak in the league. Washington Wizards, 9 games now. Let's see. Are they? Let's see in a couple weeks. Are they going to challenge the Pistons streak
record?
from last year?
They
That would be fun to like have like back-to-back years like teams just like challenging the losing streak record.
I like good teams are cool, but like teams that are ass, like it's always fun to see.
That's what makes this league, man.
Exactly, it's always fun to see how ass teams can be, and then like the team that like loses to them, it's so funny because every team doesn't want to be that team. Like Kuzma was right. He's like, you don't want to be that team. Like it's so funny.
I mean, funny now he's on the team that ends up being that this year. But what you call it? I forgot. My brain is melting. I forgot. What I was gonna say. Fuck. Oh yeah, the Wizards, they don't have anything fun like the Pistons had last year with like the wings. Like if their fans win, they get wings, and like every game it was like, oh man, Pistons fans gonna be hungry. Like there's nothing for the Wizards fans this year. Like
every loss, they overturn the electoral vote.
Oh my god!
Need that. I'll be rooting for Cal Kuzma 40-foot bombs.
But yeah, the Pistons. The Pistons. That's what made it like funnier last year. It was like, oh man, the Pistons fans, they going home hungry again because they ain't getting no wings.
Bro, the memes that would come out of it, they're like, we're hurry up, starving. And then like the Pistons fans were taking photos with the wings, bro. I was in tears.
Bro, when they finally got them wings, bro, I know that shit was worth it for them.
It tasted good as hell too.
Them shits probably taste like the best wings on earth.
Type of wings that you go starving all day just to eat.
Facts. Brent asks, are we ever getting Precious back? I think he's starting to actually like ramp up, and he's going with the team on the road trip, so that's like encouraging. So
I think he'll probably be back like towards the end of the road trip.
Probably be back by like Utah or Denver. Maybe not actually. I think
Utah's the next game. No, Phoenix is the next game, right?
Phoenix next game, then Utah, then Denver. You know what? I'm gonna say Dallas because I feel like altitude is like way too much to throw a guy back into coming off a hamstring injury. So I feel like Dallas or even Charlotte, like if they just want to give him like an easier game against like a team that doesn't really have like that much of an inside presence right now. With Charlotte. I think that makes the most sense. So hopefully we get him back sooner rather than later. Start integrating him into the rotation. Because it's just another defensive presence down low. I want to see if the Knicks try to like play him and Cat next to each other. See what they got in terms of like, playing Precious at the 5 per se, next to Cat as the 4, defensively. So yeah, those are some things that I'm looking forward to seeing with Precious. We also got Jamal Crawford making his MSG commentary debut on this West Coast road trip, as HB Greg brings up. I like Jamal. Jamal was like one of the few redeeming qualities of TNT these last couple years, in terms of broadcasting. So
can't even say we're free, man. We're not free.
We are not. We're not free all
unfortunately.
the way. They're bringing back Inside the NBA. Well, we don't know who's going to be on the cast.
It's gonna be the same cast. They're outsourcing it from TNT, so it's gonna be like
I know,
literally
but I
everything.
just know how some of those guys feel about being on TNT and it being like such a PC network and shit like that. So and being overworked. So
we was this close to freedom. Never had to hear
this
Shaq again.
this close.
But yeah, no, Jamal Crawford will be solid. I'm hoping that he can keep Breen in check because Breen was being a cop again tonight.
Per usual, when is he not being a cop?
God, he was being a real cop. He's like talking about how refs get lonely on the road. Like I don't give a fuck.
Like, you're trying to empathize, like when they say, like, oh man, the cops are just humans too, trying to go back to their home at the end of the day. It's like, dude, don't try to make the refs like seem like human. Like they're not.
All refs matter. Like, no, we're not trying to hear that, bro.
Bro, blue line Breen, man. Blue line Breen. That's what he is. But yeah, I mean, this was a good win for the Knicks. I mean, there's not really much else to say. I mean, they took care of business, beat the shit out of a bad team. And the team is just coming together, as we expected to. I mean, now we are 2 games above 500, and a 3-game win streak. So
first time all season.
Can't complain there. Hopefully, it continues as these games rack up. I mean, like I said earlier, like I think teams say that like not West Coast trips, but like these like road trips are good opportunities for teams to like really start finding their chemistry, cohesion. You're on the road together for a while, guys start bonding, all that good stuff, and it translates to the court. So we're hoping we can see that with this Knicks team. And yeah, I mean, anything else, Tyrese, before we get out of here?
No, I'm good.
All right. Shout out to everyone that tuned in. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, check out everything that we're doing at the Strickland. Make sure you guys check out the links in the description. We got links to the site, merch, Patreon, Twitter, and Instagram. Make sure you're also following us on Blue Sky. What you call it? The @ is the same at the strict.land, I believe, is on Blue Sky. So yeah, check us out there. We're slowly migrating over, as many people are doing, from Twitter to Blue Sky. So check us out there as well. All the same good content. And yeah, I will not be on for most of the West Coast trip, as I am a teacher and I wake up at 5 a.m. every morning to get ready for work. So yeah, a lot of these games, they're like out of my range. I'll be on some of them, like the ones that are on the weekends or the ones that are not too crazy. Like the Mavs start time is like at 7:30 and the Utah start time is on a weekend at 5. So I'll be on for those. But for the Phoenix and the Denver game, those are just like too crazy. So
yeah, I am a grad student. I'm not saying.
Yeah, I'm about to be a grad student. So
yeah.
But yeah, we'll have some other people on. Schwinn will be on. Probably Luca might be on as well. But yeah, there will be some other people on. But I will catch you guys after the Utah game, because I will be on for that one. Everyone enjoy this week. A lot of time off between these Knicks games. So yeah. We will catch you guys on the next post-game stream. Everyone enjoy your night. Peace.